Adam Christ from MyMMAnews.com, being joined by Luke Marshall. He is fighting this weekend, March 26th in Hockessin, Delaware. He's taking on Johnny Wonder for the 135-pound gut check championship title. First and foremost, I got to thank my guest for joining me. Luke, what's going on, brother? Big fight this weekend.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm definitely excited about it, though. I think I put in a lot of work, I think I'm ready.
Yeah. So, like I said, man, big fight coming up. Johnny Wonder, of course, he trains under UFC's Bill Algeo. Johnny's no stranger to title bouts. I know for a fact you're a fierce competitor. I've seen you compete before. How do you feel about the matchup, man?
I think it's a good matchup. Our strengths and weaknesses kind of they kind of, it's going to make it a good fight. You know what I mean? Like, he's got some stuff and I've got some stuff, and they're going to go together and it's going to happen. Like, I know that he has more experience than me for sure, but I've put in so much work, and I actually went to Thailand for a month before this, so
I was actually
the whole time there, so
yeah, I was going to talk to you about that, man. You just took one of the questions right out of my book. You ventured out to Thailand, the epitome, the mecca of Muay Thai. So not many people can experience that and take not only just the fighting, the training, the atmosphere, but the overall essence of what Muay Thai is. Not many people can take that. Is there anything that you can take from your trip to Thailand and learn from it that maybe America lacks in Thai?
I think it's just like there's just like an attitude there where like you just don't complain about anything. You know what I mean? I noticed like because I fought over there and I was like kind of banged up after that fight. It was like my first time fighting with no gear at all, and my shins and my knees, and I was like, damn, what the hell? And it was just like my coach Isaac, he was over there with me, and he was like, everybody here's got injuries, they just don't say anything about it. So I was like, okay, and then it kind of worked through it. So that's like definitely the attitude over there.
Yeah, dude. Not only did you get the fight, but you got the win. How did that feel in itself?
That was really sick. I was like, I'm going to come over here and bust my ass like for a whole month. And, I got that fight like as soon as I got there. So I was like dying in the heat. And I was like, oh my God, I got to pass out hitting the bag or whatever. And I got this fight in a week. And, after the days and the days of getting used to it, it's like we got there and I was like, dude, I literally thought I was going to die twice a day for a whole week. I'm just going to go, and I won. You know what I mean? So that was great. That definitely shows just like, I guess, like the level of training that I do here and there, and just like the hard work definitely paid off. I don't regret running twice a day on that mountain. That was pretty rough, but worth it for sure.
That's a memory that you can take to your grave, man. So that's good on you.
Yeah.
And it's something that you can take forward in the ring as well. But before we get too deep in the match, I want to talk a little bit about Luke outside of the ring. Multi-talented, as I said before we got into the interview, a skater, a musician, and a fighter. I mean, is there anything else I missed?
I game pretty hard. I've been playing Elden Ring like in all of my free time recently. That's another thing I do. I like to play video games. I guess that's not too much of a talent, but like that's an activity, I guess.
I've talked to a couple skaters that also compete in Muay Thai or kickboxing or MMA, and kind of a consistent memento they say is that skateboarding and fighting, with the balance, it goes hand in hand. It helps so much, right?
For sure. Yeah, the first thing, like when I started training, I was just like naturally a kicker. I kicked like far more than I punched. And now, of course, I know how to punch and stuff. But like back then, it was like I could just, all I did was kick. And part of the reason was it was just like I didn't have to learn how to balance. I just already knew how to do that. You know what I mean? Being on one foot. And it's like on a skateboard, sometimes I'm on one foot and also on wheels. You know what I mean? So it's like, there's no wheels. I just am on one foot. So it's like, whatever, not even that big of a deal.
Do you still skate to this day?
Yeah, I still skate.
Do you ever get worried that you might sustain an injury that could potentially harm training?
Yes, I do. But I generally forget about it like 5 seconds later. I'm like, maybe I should do this trick. And then I'm already doing the trick. And I'm like, oh, well, you know. I mean, I try to protect myself. I wear like wrist guards and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't. I probably should wear like more things. But yeah, I mean, I started wearing the wrist guard for guitar because I would skate and I'd be like, maybe I'm gonna break my wrist and not be able to play guitar. And now it's like maybe I'm gonna break my wrist and not be able to punch. You know, so kind of just kept the wrist guard going. But everything else, you know, maybe I should think more about that.
So it seems like the 4 consistent loves are video games, skateboarding, fighting, and music. If you had to
Yeah.
pick one of those avenues to take the professional route in, which one would it be?
You're going to ask me that question? To take the professional route? That doesn't mean that I have to stop all the other ones.
Well, I mean, let's just say home in on one of the, right. You know, take it a little more serious and...
Then, of course, fighting. I'm already doing that, you know? Like, that's literally exactly what I've done. Like, I left my band for fighting. I haven't skated consistently in like the past couple months because of, you know, I've been training and stuff. And I've been gaming really hard. That one I can still do, but you know,
you gotta relax at the end of the training day,
oh,
right?
for sure. After this, I'm on Elden Ring. That game just came out and it's beautiful. That's my plan. You know, I definitely enjoy those things. But yeah, fighting for sure.
Yeah, and everybody has their story why they get into fighting or martial arts. I'm curious, what's yours? Because you know, people take the normal avenue of sports, whether it be baseball, soccer, football. You know, you're scoring a goal. You're not punching and kicking somebody in the face. So it is a different avenue of interest. So I'm curious, what's your story of why you started martial arts?
Well, I was like. I'm allowed to like curse and stuff, right?
Dude, it's your interview. You say whatever the hell you want.
I'm allowed. I was like a super huge bitch for like a long time, and I was like, I like anime too. I was like watching a whole bunch of anime, and I was like, damn, I'm such a bitch. But all of these like super powered 12-year-olds are really sick and not a bitch, and I was like, maybe I should learn how to fight to be like them, and that's how that happened. And that was like 3 years ago, and I'm 21, so that's, you know.
The reason you got into martial arts was so you, quote unquote, wouldn't be a bitch.
Exactly, yes. That is
nice.
True.
Hey, man, everybody has their story, and at least you're honest about it. So, and judging by your fights, I will say just firsthand, you're anything but a bitch. So I would take that and just toss that notion for now, man. But so getting back into the fight with Johnny, I'd ask you how you feel about the matchup, but how do you feel about Johnny as a fighter? I mean, I'm not going to ask your game plan, but how do you guys feel like you stack up against each other?
Like I was saying earlier, I think like our strengths and weaknesses kind of pair well together. Like it's going to be a good back and forth. I mean, yeah, I have seen his fights, and I'm sure he's seen my fights, and I think like. I have answers for his weapons. You know, I have answers for him. And, I mean, I assume that he has answers for me, but, you know, that's just how the game goes.
Do you bother looking into any of his previous fights, or do you more over focus on your game plan and what you're doing in the gym?
I do go back and watch fights from my opponents, but not, like, religiously. I don't, like, sit there and I'm not, like, every night just, like, going over the fight, seeing exactly what he did. Because, I mean... First of all, that's going to freak me out, and I'm going to stress too much about it. It's just going to be too much in my head, right? So I don't want to do that to myself. And also, like that, I can't expect him to be the same, you know? So it's like, I guess, like I know his style, and I know like generally what he's going to come with. I know what to watch out for and all that stuff. But like if I expect him to be exactly the same as in his last fight, I think I'm going to get caught off guard, you know? So that's why I'm not like, just religiously being like, oh, he dropped his hand here, and he always does this all the time, because that's probably not how it's going to be. You know, I know that I've changed a lot in between fights, and I mean, I fought like 6 times this year, so that's a lot of change in a short amount of time. So I guess you can't expect that.
So if I can get a bold prediction out of you, how do you defeat Johnny Wonder and claim the Gut Check Championship Series title this Saturday?
How do I? Do I have to give you Me? Can I not?
I mean, you can say decision, you can say second round knockout. I'm not asking you whether it be punch, kick, the combination. I'm not asking
Okay,
that.
okay. I'm pretty confident that it would be a late round knockout, late fourth or fifth round knockout. That's what I would believe.
Take them the deep waters and finish them
Mhm.
late. That's what we're shooting
Yeah,
for.
yeah. I run a lot. I do run a lot. Run way
And
too much.
you were running those Thailand mountains, which is no
Oh
easy
my
feat, I can
god,
imagine.
dude. It was very beautiful up there, but I was dying. It was like 90 degrees and a million humidity, and I was just like, oh my, yeah. But so yeah, it
Well,
was,
wrapping things up, man, how can fans keep up with you? Whether social media, whether it be your flip tricks, whether it be your tasty riffs, man. I mean, how throw out your social media so fans can keep up with
yeah,
you.
man. My Instagram is at Luke Skates with two S's at the end of skates. No spaces or nothing, just that. Also, I want to shout. That's really all I'm active on. So, also, I want to shout out my coach and my team, Jai Singh Muay Thai. Isaac Glendenning runs that whole business. It's a great team. I'm really appreciative, like of all those guys, just what they do for me and everything. So, his Instagram is at Mr. Diligence, all one word. He's got plenty of videos and all that of us training and all the team and everything. And then also we cross train at Rami Elite. So I want to give those guys a shout out. I love all those guys.
I also want to give a shout out to Onyx Combat Sports in Newtown Square. They just opened up a couple months ago, probably back in July. They're coming along really well. They have Jiu-Jitsu and Muay Thai, and my coach Isaac Glendenning and myself have both started teaching classes there. So if you want to come train with me or Isaac, great coach, my coach, love him, great guy. We got classes there pretty much all throughout the week.
That's going to do it for us, Luke. I appreciate your time. Good luck this Saturday. I will see you when I'm announcing your name in the ring, brother.
Thank you.
There he goes, Luke Marshall, gearing up for his title fight at Gut Check Championship Series. It's going down this Saturday, March 26th. If you can't be in attendance, be sure to catch it on Fight Club Live TV. That is FCLTV.com, and that'll do it for me and my man, Luke Marshall. For Luke, I'm Adam Christ. Make sure you keep it locked to MyMMAnews.com for all your fight news needs.